Fuck you thought.
I'm okay. I can't look at the camera with that light. Hey guys, it's Sky, and today I have a story time for you. It's about this friend who I was kind of on and off with throughout high school until now, which is like the end of my junior year, kind of coming up to. And I thought I would talk about it because obviously I hope you don't have any fake friends, but if you do, some of these signs you may be like, whoa, my friend does that too. So we can hop right into it. So the main person that I'm talking about who I cut off, we're going to name her, we'll name her Holographic, and we'll call her Holo for short, okay? So Holo was this friend that I met 9th grade freshman year when I went to this high school. And we had lockers like right next to each other and like kind of the same friend group. So that's how we got introduced. And we were like best friends like this throughout like almost all of 9th grade. And she would have people over a lot and her mom didn't like it, okay? So New Year's, she had a bunch of girls over, right? And her mom was literally upstairs in her room. Us being the crazy girls that we were, Holo herself, her phone, invited a group of guys over. And we're like, oh, let's get turned. So I went in the freezer and found some apple cider. We took a picture. I asked her, like, is your mom going to notice if I drink this apple cider? And she
was like, no, but like I don't want you to drink it.
And I was like, why? It was really annoying because she would judge you for what you did. But, you know, later on she would do it too, so it didn't really make any sense. But I drank the apple cider anyways, didn't really give a shit. And she was like,
just fill the rest up with water and put it back in the freezer.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I filled up the apple cider with water. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, the liquid doesn't freeze, but water freezes. So if it freezes, obviously it's not apple cider. You know, we're all just hanging out. We put a bunch of like blankets and sleeping bags on the trampoline that she had outside. We're still recording? Yeah, okay. We put a bunch of stuff. The guys all came over. We were all just hanging out, having fun, you know, getting lit on New Year's Eve. Because we were obviously grown-ass women, right? So we were having fun, and then her mom calls Holo upstairs. And Holo's like explaining to her mom, like,
yeah, like they kind of just invited themselves over, like they just came over, like.
And she was like,
no boys. Like, Holo, no boys.
and then she like comes downstairs and she's like,
Girls, no boys. Everybody has to leave. Like, get out.
so all the guys leave, we sleep over, and then like the next day I went home, everything was fine. And then her mom, like Holo has like a private Instagram and so does like everybody. And Holo's mom went through the private Instagram, saw a picture of me with leggings on, okay? I had pants on. And I was in the mirror, and one of my friends at the time, we will call her Artist because she's really good at makeup and stuff. Artist was behind me, and my legs were like kind of doing like a split type of thing. And her mom found it inappropriate. So she like didn't like me already for whatever. For me posting a picture on my private that, you know, like wasn't even, like we were freshmen. We weren't trying to like bang dudes and be provocative, but whatever. So Holo told me like,
yeah, I told my mom that it was your idea to invite all the guys over because like, you know, like I couldn't get in trouble.
so I was like, So you, just so you didn't get in trouble, told your mom that I invited all these dudes over who half of them I didn't even talk to or know in the first place, so you wouldn't get in trouble? Like, I can't fault her for thinking like me, but if it were my fault, I wouldn't throw my friend under the bus and have my mom not like her because of my fault and that I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, I would take the blame for my friends because that is my friend and it was my fault, you know? And it wasn't my fault. The only thing that was my fault is drinking the mom's apple cider, okay? And, you know, that was 3 reasons why her mom didn't like me, so, like, I wasn't allowed over to her house anymore. But, whatever, right? So we fell out because don't throw me under the bus like that, dude. That's not cool. Like, why would you do that? Okay? So we fell out the end of freshman year, right? And then I moved to a different school for my sophomore year, and we didn't talk that entire year, but I was friends with, let's call her A. We'll call her A because she's really, really smart, okay? Honors everything, gets amazing grades, really smart, okay? But we were both friends with A, so I think that they didn't invite me a lot because A knew that me and Holo had beef. So, sorry. A knew that me and Holo had beef, so we didn't really hang out. And then junior year comes around, and this is the time around where my dad passed. So my dad had just passed, and A invited me over, and Holo was gonna be there, and she's like,
well, Holo's gonna be here, like, are you sure you wanna come?
and I was like, dude, no worries. It's been like 1.5 years, even 2 years, I think, since we've like even talked. She's probably changed, like, it's fine, like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not gonna hold something against you I'm not gonna hold something you did against you because you were young and dumb, right? Or so I thought. We'll get into that. So we hang out. We went to a party that night, far away. Weren't supposed to be doing that, but we went anyways. And Holo, we'll just say, she liked to pop candy. And what I mean by pop candy is she liked to eat a lot of candy. You know what I'm saying? I had a really fun time with her that night. We really clicked, bonded. We're like, why did we fall out over some dumb shit, right? So we started talking out and hanging out again. And A had this group of girls that were really seclusive and cliquey. So me and Holo kind of fell out of that group and started hanging out, just us again. And A is like irrelevant now to both of us. I don't know. Maybe they still hang out because she's fake, but who knows? I don't care. It's not my business. So, yeah, me and Holo started hanging out again, and she was really into, I'm like, everything that I want to say is going to give away her identity. She was really into music and she wanted to make a career out of music. And that's as much as I'm going to say about it, because if I say she's doing this and doing that, then people are gonna know who I'm talking about. People need privacy. Like, I'm not trying to make the story time to expose her, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not making the story time to expose her, so that's why I'm not giving away details, because if I was trying to expose her, I would give away all the details and not give. But she was really into music and wanted to make a career out of music. So I would go to parties with her while she did her thing with music. And she started hanging out with this guy who, now me and this guy are friends, but I used to be like super attracted to him. Like I wanted to get at him. I wanted him to be mine. No, girl, no. So she would hang out with him a lot, and like he would come over, they'd do music stuff together, and I would be like, Zale. But keep in mind, she told me that she was using him to get up there, basically. She was using him for her own benefit, which she did with me in the past. I don't know why this didn't click in my head before, because, you know, she was using me again, but whatever. And we will call this guy Honey. We'll call him Honey. I would say his name, but since I hang out so often, they would know who the I'm talking about. But Honey, I was always trying to get at, and they were always hanging out, so I would be like a little jealous subconsciously. But I asked her, and I was like, oh, like, are you gonna get with him so like he brings you to parties and stuff? And she was like,
no, like I'm not into that at all. Like I don't like him.
It's like, okay, cool. And in December, I bought Christmas tickets for me, A, and Holo to go to this concert. Okay, my back is freaking killing me. Okay, so I bought all of us tickets, us three, me, A, and Holo, to go to this concert in February, which is now. Okay? Just keep that in mind. It was her Christmas present. Okay? And later on, we were talking, since we fell out with A, we were talking about, oh, let's bring my best friend, Sabrina. What's up? But we're gonna go with Sabrina because A's kind of fake, like let's not go with her. So we're gonna go with Sabrina, and here is where it was the last straw. Here is where I was like, it's time to cut her off. So she would hang out with Honey a lot, who she knew I was very interested in, you know, and stuff like that. She would hang out with him, I think just for music reasons. I don't know if they're still like, I think they're still friends and like doing music stuff together. But I know that Honey was attracted to Holo, okay? So they would hang out all the time, and like I'd see Snapchats of them hanging out. But I thought it was weird that like she didn't tell me. Like she doesn't need to tell me what she's doing and stuff. But since she knew that I was attracted to Honey, she would be like, hey, just so you know, I'm only hanging out with him for this reason. Which she told me before in the past. But like, I would only see Snapchats on Honey's story. So it was like Holo was hiding it from me in a way. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of shady. But one night she was having problems with her family. That's her business. I'm not gonna say what it was, but she was having problems with her family, so she was like,
can I please come over, like blah blah.
So she invited herself, but like since she was my, I thought, friend at the time, I was like, no problem, like you can come over whenever. You don't even have to tell me if you're coming over, just like show up, you know? So she came over. She's like on the phone with her family on and off, like she couldn't stay there, so she stayed at my house. And I made her dinner, I made her dessert, like, I was trying to comfort her and be a good friend, and, like, I made her dinner and dessert, but, like, I didn't care, so, like, I wasn't counting favors, but she didn't even say thank you. So I was like, okay, whatever, and I, like, cleaned it up for her, too. So not only did I make it, I cleaned it up for her, even though, like, she could do it herself, but whatever. Cleaned it up for her. We watched Netflix all night. She falls asleep on the couch, and I'm like, hey, you can go up to the guest room, but I'm going to go to bed. So she ended up falling asleep on the couch, texting me super early that morning and being like,
Hey, I gotta go now, like, see you later.
you guys, when I woke up the next morning, I come downstairs to blankets being everywhere. The couch, like I have a footrest and stuff. The footrest was like in the middle of the living room, and the remotes were everywhere. The trash from the night before was everywhere, and the TV was still on. Are you kidding me? Do you know how rude and disrespectful that is to leave somebody's house like that? Like, ew, so disrespectful. She didn't say thank you for having me to my parents. So I was already irritated that day. And the next day we were supposed to go to the concert. So me, Sabrina, and Holo are in a group chat together, okay? And Holo goes,
Hey, I have work. Like, I'm not gonna get off till this time.
so sorry about it, basically. And me and Sabrina were like, we need to leave so we can get there on time, so we can get good seats, because we're general admission. Like, we're gonna be so far in the back just because you didn't tell your boss like 2 months in advance that you had a concert to go to. Like, we don't know why you didn't talk to her. And Sabrina previously worked where Holo worked, so she knew the boss was like flexible and didn't care. But she didn't tell her boss for some reason. My phone just stopped recording. It's fine. It's fine. So basically, we're just like, what? And Holo calls me and she goes,
Hey, like, my mom doesn't know that I'm going to this concert, so I need to leave my phone at Sabrina's.
and we're like, okay, like, so you're getting off work late and driving to Sabrina's and then driving to my house and have to get ready? Like, what? She was like, still on the phone, she's like,
Yeah, so, we're sleeping at Sabrina's, right?
I'm like, no, I have to be home. Me and Sabrina are sleeping at my house. We're never sleeping at Sabrina's in the first place. Like, just because you have to leave your phone there, like, we're not gonna sleep there. And she's like,
Why are you talking to me like that?
I was like, what am I talking to you like? I'm just letting you know what's happening and what's not happening. Because you invited yourself to Sabrina's house and nobody was staying there in the first place. She's like,
Whatever, so I want to go to this after party in LA. It's like a DJ thing. So, maybe, like, me and Sabrina will go. Like, maybe I'll just have, like, Sabrina drive me back and we go.
and I was like, no, Sabrina, like, didn't want to go either. And she was
It's like, oh, well, like, maybe, like, you guys can go back and I'll just, like, take my car and find somebody to go to the party with.
and I was like, okay, like, I like, keep me out of your mom, basically. Like, I don't want to be blamed for your again. And she's like,
Yeah, so, like, we're going to the after party, right? And
I was like, no, Holo, nobody's going to the after party. And she goes,
chill the fuck out.
and I'm like, yo, don't ever be disrespectful, ever, especially to me, who was a good ass friend to you. Don't you ever in your life. No, just no. So I'm like, excuse me. And she goes,
Yeah, just, like, chill out. You're freaking out and I'm just trying to make plans.
and I'm like, no, Holo, you're trying to go do all of this after, like, the concert and be intricate with your mom and how you have to leave your phone because you get tracked because your mom don't trust you because you be doing all this. And I'm telling you that nobody's sleeping at Sabrina's and nobody's going to the after party but you. And she goes,
Yeah, like, whatever.
and I'm like, I'll talk to you later. And she goes,
What?
and I'm like, I'll see you later. And she's like,
Okay, bye.
I'm like, bye. So I texted her like 10 minutes after that phone call and I was like, yo, you should find somebody to go to that after party with. Don't bother coming to my house. I don't know who you thought you were talking to, but don't ever talk to me like that, especially not your friends. Like, why would you ever talk to your friends like that? And she like in the group chat went ham, yo. She start freaking out like,
I'm going through a lot right now, blah, blah, blah. Like, you out of everybody should understand what I'm
going through. And I was like, yeah, no. Holo, I went through I don't feel bad for you. You know why? Because you're an asshole when you go through I wasn't people around me when I went through okay? It doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole. And she was like,
I wasn't being an I'm just like kind of on edge right now, blah, blah, blah.
And like texted us a million times like,
you're so immature, this shows your character, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Not even apologizing for telling me to chill the f*** out. Not once did she apologize for telling me to chill the f*** out. All she's doing is putting the blame on me for being immature, for cutting her ass off. Like, no, bitch. Calm down. Why are you talking to nobody? Nobody is replying to her in the group chat. Nobody. She's just like freaking out. She's like, don't
ever talk to me again.
Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even reply. Cause like, who are you talking to? I just cut you off. Why would I want to talk to you again? Why would I want to talk to you again? Nobody wants to be friends with you. I mean, people who don't know your true colors want to be friends with you. But me and Sabrina don't want to be friends with you, okay? So that was my final straw with Holo. We haven't talked since. She's never apologized for being disrespectful. Yeah, that's that. So that was my story time about my fake friend Holo. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you know, if you didn't, well, whatever. I won't do story times anymore. I'll just vlog my life because I do what I want to do, okay? Bye, guys.
What? You gonna hop on my car? Billy Cool riding with stars. What?